Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to my YouTube channel. Esoteric Cloud Surfer here, ready to start a astrological and spiritual live stream. Thank you very much for being here. Your support is greatly appreciated. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings and emotions and a whole bunch of individuality, creativity and responsibility as well. I hope you guys are enjoying your Venus day in Cardinal Water, aka Cancer, and I hope you are creating either new relationships or new purposes, new connections, and new feelings and emotions behind those relationships. Alright? Other than that, always remember that the best way to be is to be your goddamn self, and that you, in general, you should only believe in two things: yourself and all possibilities, right? So let's go. Publishing the link here. And new feelings. Alright, let's go. Okay. We got this. Let me just check something here. Okay, and... Okay. Alright, we're ready. Let's go, guys. Welcome to the stream, anyone. Welcome to the recorded session. If you are watching this after I went live, welcome very much. Come on in for some esoteric wisdom about today's energies, because each day it's your day. Each day is a uphill battle that you gotta make sure to elevate yourself. That's why there is that saying of I wanna be my higher self, or I always try to be my highest version. It's a bit more complex than people think, right? Because for you to be here, we came here for and from lower desires, okay, dense desires that had little awareness, were focused in one thing or some few things, but they were very focused on those few things, right? And this world is mostly that, not only, but mostly, right? So for you to be yourself, you have to detach from those lower things, aka get higher, your higher version, because for you to be here, you had to create a lower version. So to be your highest self is just to be yourself out of those lower desires in the correct ratio, because you still live here, you still develop a shape and form and a vehicle out of these desires, and to be and experience in those desires. So that's part of the objective. It's to experience those desires. For some reason you here and not in any other realm. You here to learn with and through these desires, or just to get out of them. You know what I'm saying? But you here for them, for those desires, right? But you don't need them, those desires, and you don't need to stay there, or you don't need to rely only on them, right? That's one of the points as well. All right. Hold on. Just want to check the quality of the live stream. Seeing if it's not lagging or something. Oh no, we're good. Alright, so we have some tarot cards to take, and we'll get right into the today's daily energies, right? So, Moon is already in Gemini, by the way, but it was, for me, most of the day was in Taurus, and I think for you guys as well. Alright, we're ready. So, we have Sun in Taurus, 28 degrees, almost entering that cusp energy between Taurus and Gemini. We have the Moon in Taurus and now in Gemini as well, so we will hold that into our calculations. And we have Venus in Cancer, aka Venus in Cardinal Water. Just a fun fact, Mars is about to get into Leo. It's right now on the cusp. Let's go. And I'm pretty sure that Mars and Venus will conjunct again on Leo. I'm pretty sure they will. Let's just get these cards ready, warm up the cards, you know what I'm saying? Alright, these cards are warmed up. Let's warm up the Dragon Oracle card. Okie dokie. We are ready. Yes, infinitely. By the way, guys, remember to go to LinkTree in the description down below to gain access to more of my content and to more of Darius' content as well. Alright? So, right away, Sun in Taurus, it means we are paying more attention to our own fixed, practical ways of seeing, expressing, and acting. Moon in Taurus, reacting in a fixed and exalted way to our own feelings, emotions, and senses of security, stability, and privacy. Venus in Cancer or Cardinal Water, creating new relationships, creating new commitments, and new values out of new feelings, new emotions, and new spiritual purposes, right? And that was the trinity of today. That was the thing that we're dealing with today, right? So let's go ahead and take a tarot card for that. And now Moon entering in Gemini, reacting and responding in a more light, logical, disassociated, and cold way to your feelings and to others' feelings and emotions, because the mutable air energy might make everybody else more loose with their words, more loose with their feelings, easier to communicate something about themselves or how they feel about somebody else, or how they think, or how they heard that somebody else thinks about you, or somebody else thinks about somebody else, or how they think about somebody else that thinks this thing about somebody else. And it's true though, it's true. Okay, card for today. That was quick. Okay, makes sense. Reversed Six of Pentacles, guys. Reversed Six of Pentacles. Where are we at? Where are we at? There we go. That's tarot card, the tarot card for today. That's the main emotional state that the majority of spirits on this plane are going through today. So that means that you and like everybody else by default today are paying more attention, bringing more authority, and trying to bring more power and control issue to their own physicality, to their own plans, to their own goals, to their own like real circumstances, and the things that they have to react and respond to when they go outside, to get food on the table, to feel secure, to feel stable, or to look secure and look stable. And that can be a great confusion, because you might be stable, but in a way that doesn't look stable to your predefinition of what that is, or to others' predefinition of what that is. And you might think you are not stable, and you are. But by thinking that you are not, you are about to manifest not being stable. So be careful with that, because then the Six of Pentacles is reversed, so you and others might be misunderstanding, misusing, and misjudging this power, this moment of bringing more authority, pressure, and attention to your physical circumstances, responsibilities, profit, efficiency, and like physical circumstances, physical events that deal with your survivability, stability, and status. All right. So make sure that you know what is stability for you, because like I've been saying, you can be very rich but still be a slave. You can have a lot of money but have no freedom, have no air to breathe. You might still be toxic, and the business that give you so much money can be toxic to you or to others. But you think you're stable because you got those bills. It's not always like that. Acordei o nosso residente. Não? Okay, have some coffee. Still hot, right? Oh, that looks very hot. Let's go. Let's take a Dragon Oracle card now to know how can we reach / achieve all possibilities in the best way possible considering today's energies. Earth energy in the Sun and the Moon, water energy in Venus Day. Now the Moon is sliding into Gemini, in conjuncting the Moon. No, fatal attracting the Moon, my bad. The Venus. The Moon in Gemini is fatal attracting the Moon. What? Now. It's not like that. Estás a dar festinhas? Ele está a gostar? Estás a gostar dele? Alright, let's go. Let's go. And we have... Oh yeah, this is perfect card to reflect Venus Day in Cancer. Kuan Yin's Pink Dragon. This basically means for you to achieve all possibilities, to have a wider awareness. You can heal yourself through your relationships, or you can heal your relationships. Alright? O que é que ele está a fazer? Alright, let's see if the coffee is good. Oh, good coffee, thank you. Tastes like great body. Let's go. Then, let's go into some astrological reading. We have that Moon in Gemini right now. We can talk about it, right? I don't know. I was about to do the Moon in Taurus like for every sign, or aligning with all the other planets, but the Moon is right now in Gemini. But if you live in America or something, the Moon is still in Taurus for you. And the Moon is in the cusp right now, right? So we are transiting, our feelings and emotions, our moods are changing from fixed emotions that deal with reality and stability to mutable emotions that still lead with reality, but in a lighter way, in a flexible way, and keyword less emotional way. So you can be feeling lighter and you can express lighter. You can express too much, you can express something that you shouldn't express, but you feel it's okay because you don't feel heavy or nervous or insecure about it. You can be, some emotions and feelings can perturb your logical process of thinking, communicating, and socializing. Especially if you have Moon in Gemini, or if you have like North Node in Gemini, or if you have like Venus in Gemini. The Moon in Gemini right now can make you feel a bit more insecure. You might feel certain things that usually you don't feel. You can be more aware, aka more aware of emotions and things that we can see and measure. Alright? And if you have Sun, Moon, rising in Pisces, Virgo, or Sagittarius, You are going through a learning lesson. You are learning how to connect your emotions in a lighter way. You are learning how to still be serious without feeling serious. Still be on point without feeling dry and being rude and being narcissistic. And also learning how to basically fight back without being toxic and harming yourself, right? Because that Gemini energy is like air. All right, guys, we back. My mic muted. So Gemini, that mutable air is basically air going back and forward, right? So Virgos know how to do that, but they think they have no value, or they are over worrying, overthinking, or they just pressured from the world, and they end up not speaking up for themselves, not defending their perspectives most times, right? Then Gemini, Sagittarius and Pisces, they kind of don't know how to do that. They get too emotional, too reactive, too spiritual. So you guys are learning how to actually logically defend, explain, and justify not only your ideas, but it goes deeper than that because it's Moon in Gemini. So you are learning how to defend, justify, convey in a way that others can understand it and take it as their own your feelings, emotions, spirituality, faith, beliefs, and imagination. While Virgos are learning how to just kind of be themselves, but lighter, more open, with less fear, and like faster, because Virgos have the fastest brain, the fastest communication system, right? But they have like blocks of earth, reality, pressure, responsibilities, not valuing themselves in between those connections, between those chords, so they can use it. While Aquarius and Gemini also have a very, very good processing system, but sometimes they use it for some bullshit that doesn't even matter because it's their that hair-headed energy, right? Aquarius uses it for sports, Gemini uses it for gossip, Libra, it's kind of there as well with a great processing mind, but too insecure, too relatable, trying to process others, to understand others instead of understanding themselves. You know what I'm saying? So, Moon in Gemini, right? Moon in Gemini, fatal attracting. No, but in the thumbnail I have Moon in Taurus, so I'll do it as well. All right, I'll do both. Let's go. Moon in Taurus was conjuncting. Because yeah, because like if you are watching this right now on my time zone, it's almost 9 p.m. So if you are watching this and the moon is already in Gemini, but throughout the whole day it was in Taurus, you can look back, you can reflect, you can go on a little retrograde trip. And that's actually, it's one of the best ways to use astrology. Most people think that astrology is to predict the future. No, astrology is to understand yourself, look at the present and at the past, so you can take and elaborate better, wider, and wiser conclusions. As a Trade Cloud Surfer in the building, let's go, right? So, Moon in Taurus was conjuncting the Sun in Taurus, so you were reacting and responding in a more fixed and exalted way to your fixed and practical actions, visions, and expressions. The Moon was in Taurus, also conjuncting Mercury, so your feelings and emotions could be in your mind, and you might felt the need to communicate your feelings and emotions in and about fixed practicality and senses of security and structure. The Moon was in Taurus, also sextiling Venus in cardinal water, so that was an opportunity to relate in a more personal, meaningful, and spiritual way fixed feelings, fixed and exalt feelings and emotions that deal with practicality and security. The Moon was also in Taurus, sextiling Mars in Cancer in cardinal water, an opportunity to express or create new emotions and new feelings that deal with passion, motivation, anger, and frustration that in its own will feed into your fixed sense of security and privacy. Also, the moon was in Taurus, sextiling Saturn in Pisces, an opportunity to via your feelings and emotions solidify any reality that deals with stability and communicating in a mutable way your feelings, emotions, dreams, and imaginations. The moon was in Taurus, conjuncting Jupiter as well, expanding on your fixed feelings, fixed emotions, and fixed deep and extreme senses of security, safety, and privacy. Also, the moon was in Taurus, conjuncting Uranus, changing, rebelling, and upgrading, being unique about your fixed emotions and feelings, about reality, structure, and value. So you might be changing, or things that you were connected to might be changing their senses of value, right? But that doesn't change what you do or what is the value. You might change how you feel about something, but that doesn't change the thing in itself. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you do. Sometimes you change how you feel about something, and that changes the thing in itself. But because it's Earth energy we're talking about more practical things that are already manifested, that are already materialized. It's just about how you use it. Moon in Taurus also was sextiling Neptune in Pisces, an opportunity to fixate deep and grandiose dreams and illusions. And lastly but not least, the moon was squaring Pluto in Aquarius, learning how to transform in a lighter, more intelligent and unique way deep feelings of transformation that deal with reality and stability. Also, now Moon in Gemini, right? Moon in Gemini, fatal attracting the Sun in Taurus, feeling lighter about those deep, fixed, and extreme feelings about reality, structure, and practicality. That's the Moon transiting from Gemini into Taurus. Now, Moon in Gemini, fatal attracting the Sun in Taurus, feeling lighter, more open, and more communicative about your fixed and practical visions, structurizing actions and expressions. Moon in Taurus, Moon in Gemini, fatal attracting Mercury in Taurus. This one because Mercury rules Gemini. This can be confusing what is or what are light feelings with heavy feelings. Confusing you communicating something in a light way, but that's actually deep, and you or others don't want it to be revealed or expressed. Moon in Gemini also, the Moon in Gemini is in between a lot of things today, right? So our feelings and emotions can be connected to many things, or can be pressed and sandwiched by all those things, which is a lot of things in Taurus, and Venus and Mars in Cancer, aka cardinal water. So, Moon in Gemini, fatal attracting Venus in cardinal water, aka Cancer, feeling lighter and feeling more communicative and more open about new relationships, new senses of value, and new emotions, feelings, and spiritual purposes behind your relationships. Moon in Gemini, fatal attracting Mars in Cancer as well, feeling lighter, feeling more open, and feeling more detached from new feelings, emotions, and spiritual purposes that are come out or are associated with your passions, motivations, angers, frustrations, and deep desires. Moon in Gemini, fatal attracting Jupiter in Taurus, feeling lighter, feeling more detached, and feeling more able to process the expansion in deep, stable, and fixed situations, circumstances, and senses of stability and practicality. Moon in Gemini squaring Saturn in Pisces, learning how to feel lighter smarter, and being able to process all the dreams, illusions, imaginations, and creativity that you might create, formulate, and stabilize by being mutable with the world, by associating your dreams or by others associating with you, because mutable water, feelings, emotions, imaginations, spirituality, and belief systems. And on the other side of the learning lesson, learning how to connect and communicate in deeper ways your feelings and emotions so you can build a real soul group. All right? Real shit. Moon in Gemini. Fatal attracting Uranus in Taurus, feeling more likely and also confusing light feelings with heavy feelings, light emotions with heavy emotions, because you're gonna feel light, but changes in your life are happening and in others' lives are happening in more realistic, important, and deep areas of their life. So you might feel lighter about some changes and senses of uniqueness that come from something that might be tied with your survivability and status. Ooh. Damn, come on. Moon in Gemini as well, squaring Neptune in Pisces, learning how to feel smarter and learning how to emotionally process so you can speak and think about it clearly, grand illusions, grand feelings, and grand imaginations. And lastly but not least, Moon in Gemini, trining Pluto in Aquarius, a gift to feel lighter, to heal, to spread out, and to process as well and make sense out of deep transformations that come from your associations, community, the sense of globalization, or just you being more unique and fixed in your own transformations. All right? So that was all the moon reading from Moon in Taurus and Moon in Gemini as well. And we're here to talk now how Venus and Sat and the Sun work aligning with the Moon, and now we can do it in another way as well because the Moon is also in Gemini. So that's another piece of information. I just like to call attention to the fact that Mars is 29 degrees Cancer, ready to go into 0 degrees Leo. And Mars likes to be in Leo. It brings more consistency, it brings more light, as in attention and as in not so serious, but still serious enough. Because Mars in Aries or Mars in Capricorn, where it's exalted, can be too serious or too rashful or too reckless. In Leo, you if you do or have Mars in Leo, or if you do your Mars things in the Leo area, you care a bit more about looking good, about feeling good to others. You know what I'm saying? So that will be a very interesting alignment, and we'll do a live stream talking about that in the future. But just for you to know that now our passions, motivations, angers, and frustrations are transiting from a space where we are creating new emotions, new feelings, new senses of privacy, new senses of comfort. It's transiting from that area to an area where you're going to be more fixed, but also more spiritual, more creative, more exciting, and more enthusiastic about those passions, motivations, anger, and frustrations. All right? So that's very important. All right. Because Mars was trining Saturn, right? And now it will be in conjunction Saturn in Leo. So we had the gift to feel more motivated and passionate about our reality, and now we're going to misunderstand how our passions and motivations can be a part of reality. And we can also misunderstand how reality is reacting and responding and absorbing our passions, motivations, anger, and frustrations. All right? So, to finish up the stream, let's do a numerology astro reading for all the alignments. Sun in Taurus, 28 degrees. That's 2 plus 8 is the number 10. So it can be the number 10 in itself, or it can be 1 plus 0. So the number 10 in itself symbolizes like a descension. After you go to the top, to the max, you come lower, but you don't come lower as your starting point. You come a bit lower to refuel, to refresh, and to analyze how was that number 9, that ascension. Because as you elevate, you reach a point where you receive so much information and so much experience, you get a bit more dense, so you are able to come down a little bit and analyze all that. So that descension doesn't mean something bad, but you can feel heavier, you can feel a bit lower, and you can feel disappointed because you can misunderstand. Oh, I was on a high horse and now I'm not on a high horse, and you can feel bad for that. About what? Fixed visions, fixed actions, and fixed expressions that deal with practicality, stability, security, and safety in your life. Or you can look at this through the angle of 1 plus 0. So you want to expand, give more space, and give more possibilities to your unique actions, expressions, and visions that deal with practicality, stability, and structure in your life. Then the moon I will not do, because the degrees of the moon will be different for you and me depending on our geographical location and time zone. Mercury 6 degrees Taurus, that means you are bringing more power, more control, more attention, and more authority to our fixed thoughts, ideas, and communications that deal with structure, values, and the usefulness of something. Then Venus 13 degrees cardinal water, aka Cancer, that's 1 plus 3, it's 4. So we want to bring a more direct, clear, and straight mind frame and ability to process and make sense out of new feelings, new emotions, and new spiritual purposes behind our relationships. And that's 1 plus 3, so that means being more unique, individual, and creative about your awareness of you, others, and how you and others create an environment. Mars in cardinal water, aka Cancer, 29 degrees, 2 plus 9 is 11, so you are feeling or looking for something individual and unique that you can relate with, okay, by using or by doing new emotions, new feelings, and new spiritual purposes behind your passions, motivations, angers, and frustrations. Also, we have Jupiter 0 degrees Taurus, so if you are fixed on something with your time, with your physical body, and with your energy, if you are fixed on your business, stability, and structure, you can expand on that in any shape and form, but you gotta be fixed on some earth thing element. Then Saturn 6 degrees Pisces, bringing more power, control, attention, and authority to our reality, limits, boundaries, networking, and association that deals with dreams, illusions, imaginations, faith, belief, and spiritual belief systems, so you can connect and associate with others and build a community or a soul group around that. Then Uranus in Taurus, 19 degrees, 1 plus 9 is 10, right? So once again, that descension energy, it can be a resting moment, it can be a moment of analyzing when you were on that high horse, all right? And that's 1, being unique and individual, and that's 9, about wisdom and knowledge that you can obtain in lighter ways about more stuff, all right? So that means that you are reflecting or feeling a bit more internal or feeling a bit lower about new, unique, and creative changes to your fixed stability or the world's, because it's Uranus, these very abrangent ways of being fixed and stable in how to receive and maintain income, validation, and structure. Neptune, 27 degrees Pisces, getting more wise, getting more aware, or elevating your current awareness about your deep, subconscious, sometimes unconscious dreams, illusions, and imaginations. And last but not least, Pluto, 0 degrees Aquarius, transforming yourself or your mind or others' mind by being fixed in an idea, thought, or unique way of communicating. And you can do that in many shapes and forms because of that zero energy. Alright, guys? So it's going to be everything for today. Thank you very much for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. Remember to check my Twitch gaming channel, Esoteric Cloud Surfer. Catch me live on Twitch every single day. Then we have YouTube gaming channel, Esosu Gaming for Variety, Esosu Empires dedicated to Age of Empires 4. We have also Astrolo Português. It's this page but in Portuguese as well. And then you also have the Patreon where you can support me in a more personal way and see more personal parts of my life, basically. And also in the link tree down below, you can also check Darius' content as well. Okay, guys? So thank you very much. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions, and a whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and responsibility as well.